Hello and welcome. I think this is the last session we are talking about Panchang. But we had a very wonderful talk about Panchang, and I guess we learned a lot about Panchang. So there is a reason why Panchang is given before the chart, before the Kundli, because you can decipher half of the person, which planet to focus, what remedies to focus, more often from the Panchang itself. Okay, so any astrologer who has started learning astrology in a random shit manner, like started learning about planets and nakshatras and stars and tithis and everything, but I guess the first thing they should learn and to focus on learning is the Panchang. Okay, because the formation of the human body starts with the 5 Panch the 5 limbs. So some astrologers call it 5 limbs of time. I call it 5 limbs of self. Panch This is a body is Okay, so there are 5 angs. So we are built with 5 characteristics. The 8 characteristics of soul are fitted into the 5 characteristics of body, and that is how the formation of body takes place. Very well. So we understood the first thing, that was the fire element. Then we understood the water element, that is tithi. Then we understood the air element, that is nakshatra. After that we understood the sky element, which is the space, which was yoga. And now we are understanding Karan. Okay, or Karan. People, you can call it Karan or Karan. Okay, but I would prefer it calling Karan. So Karan, that is the earth element. So why in this order? Okay, so why did I start in this order? So first of all, see, what is more important during the formation of the body and the sustenance of the body is the spark, the fire. Until and unless there is fire, there is energy. There is energy to work, the combustion of energy. So without combustion of energy, nothing is more relevant. Okay, life is irrelevant, there is no life. Okay, so firstly we see the Vara, that is the day of birth, and many astrologers neglect the day of birth. Let's say, why do I care on which day the person is born? But actually it is very much important to know on which day the person is born. Knowing the var at which the person is born is very important. You see, talking about planets, houses, Rashi Drishti and Graha Drishti and Lagdhanithis and Yoga Sambandh, conjunction of planets, exceptions, Pak Lagna, Arudara. See, going into detailing is, I am not denying to go into detail. I myself go into detail very much. But when you go into detail, you must know what to focus and what not to focus. So what is going to play a prominent role in someone's life? Okay, so Panchang is about prominence of planets. Okay, so when you know the prominence of planets, you know many things. You can literally line up the direction of a person's life. You can see how directional a person's life can be. Okay, so it is very important to know the Panchang. That is why. So first we focus on Var, that is days. From days we can know the element of fire. What is the fire element? Where is the fire element of the person taking him? Okay, people would have fire in different directions. Some people would feel fears, or see, fire is not only fierceness, it is only energy. Okay, so it is also energy. It is where your focus is going, where it is where your attention is going. So where your attention is going in your life, where is your soul taking you? Who is the charioteer? Okay, where is the life's charioteer taking you? In which direction? Okay, દિશા નિર્ધારિત કોણ કરે છે? તો કે વાર કરે છે. Okay, knowing the direction of life. Who decides the direction of life? That is the fire element of Panchang, which is day. On which day you are born. Okay, it is the direction of your life. Come on. So see, you can see how important that person, that small thing is. People neglect that. Okay, they don't see the Panchang itself. They see Navam Shah, they see Dasham Shah. Okay, some I I would go to an astrologer and I would ask him, okay, I want to know about my career. So the person will start looking at my 10th house lord, then he would start looking at my Dashamsha, and again he would be start looking at in the D10 chart. He would open my D10 chart, and in my D10 chart he would see my planets in the 6th house, 7th house, and then he would check my Dasha, Vimshatri, Dasha. Come on. First thing you see when a person is asking you about career is the day of birth. You don't know where is the soul taking that person, in which direction the soul wants the person to go. Okay, after that you see planets and everything else, but the first primary thing is to see the direction of the person. So if the person is born on Sunday and you see that 6th house is very prominent in the D10 chart, okay, although 6th house of job is prominent in his D10 chart, he would not do job, or if he does job because of some bad circumstances, he won't sustain that because he is born on Sunday. Come on, he is born on a day where the sun itself is there. People born on Sunday does not like to do job or be under someone's authority. Okay, so even if the D10 chart focuses that the person should do job, the person is not going to do job. He is born on Sunday. Come on. Sunday born people don't like to do job, and if Sunday born people are doing job, they are doing job unwillingly just to earn money. They are not delighted from their soul. Okay, they are delighted when they do things what they know, what they like. Okay, or yes, if they are doing job, they can be doing job of administration, management, HR. Okay, see, jobs where they are leader itself. Okay, so if they are doing job, they might be doing job where they are itself leaders, administrators, like that. Okay, otherwise they won't be doing job. So if you see Mars is prominent in the D10 chart, and if you tell them, okay, go be a doctor, okay, or you will see, go join the army, he won't join the army. Come on, if he joins the army, he would have the sole intention to become the general. Otherwise he won't join the army. He doesn't like to work under someone, or if he likes to work for the company, he would work on a position where he has to handle too many people. Okay, so that is why day element is very important. Okay, after that we come to water element, that is emotions, spouse, hormones, partnership, marriage, relationship. What is the personal life of that person? Okay, so the second ang of Panchang is the Tithi. Until and unless you know the Tithi Lord and Tithi itself, how would you know what the person's personal life is there? And sometimes I would say the personal life of a person is going to fickle with the career also. So what happens then? Say for example, the day Lord and the Tithi Lord is same. What happens? It is a Panchang dosh. So what happens? The personal life of the person is going to disrupt the career of the person. The moment the person starts or goes trying to do some marriage or goes into relationships, the career will be spoiled. Just because the Tithi Lord and the Var Lord is same, the person cannot have a work-home life balance. So the person is either inclined towards job, work or career, or inclined towards relationships and emotions. He can't handle both of them together when the Tithi Lord and the Day Lord are the same. Okay, see, again it is useful to see the Tithi Lord. So watching the Tithi is also very useful. People neglect it. Okay, you should not. So we talked about Tithi. From Tithi, I don't know whether I told, but yes, I might have explained the other Tithis also, in which life aspects are burning. If not, I will see the video and I will make sure we can make some detailed video out of it. Okay. Next is, so I was talking about lack of focus. See, so I was also talking about Tithis. I'll be back. Yes. talking about tithis. So it is very important to see the tithis. Water element is equally necessary. Otherwise, how would you know what the person is going to choose, where the weightage is more? Whether he is going to focus more on the career, more on the relationship. Is relationship going to disturb the career, or is career going to disturb the relationship, or the person is likely to balance both of it? Okay, so it is important to see the tithi also. Tithi is also showing that will that person be healthy enough to pursue the career? Okay, so it is equally important. And it is also important to see whether tithi is progressing upwards or downwards, Shukla Paksh or Krishna Paksh. If it is progressing upwards, okay, the person is to worship Ram, or if it is worshipping downwards, the person is to worship Krishna. But I guess we have finished on the tithi aspect, and I am not going to rewind the tithi aspects again. So this is how tithi is equally important. Water element, come on, it governs your emotions, your health, spouse, relationships. It is going to equally justice your life. Okay. After tithi comes nakshatras. Okay. The path of life, the purpose of soul. We understood from the constellations, the stars and constellations, from where the reference point of the earth is fixed. Okay, let's say sun. From sun we started var, but sun is not a fixed reference point. Similarly, from moon we started tithi. Moon is also not fixed, but stars and constellations are fixed. So when we take fixed reference points, we know that what our actual soul purpose is there on the earth. What is the desire of the soul? Okay, and what are favorable conditions of the soul and what are not favorable conditions of the soul. So we also understood how nakshatras plays a role, how the air element plays a role. Okay, why it is air element? See, we also tell it is air is life. So the person should feel the person is lively, so person is living. So person feels lively when the air element is good. Okay, what is the mantra I give to depressed people? Why mantra? Vasudevaya. Okay, why? Because air is giving you livelihood. You improve your breathing pattern, you improve your symphony of breathing. You feel lively. When your breathing is disrupted, you are not in sync with the breathing pattern. Okay, you are not in a correct state of mind. Okay, so you are not lively from inside. Okay, that is why air element is also equally necessary. Nakshatras, with the point of reference of the space, what you are doing. So for fire element, the point of reference is sun. For tithi, the water element, the point of reference is moon. For nakshatras, the point of reference is stars or constellations, which are fixed. Similarly, we understood yoga. Yoga was the combination of sun and moon. We see sun, we take moon. We take the angle of sun and moon, we divide it by half, and we take the middle line, and that becomes the yoga. Okay, so when we see yoga is the conjunction of sun and moon. We take the conjunction of sun and moon, we divide it by half, and from that reference point, we divide the zodiac into 27 parts and see on what part the person is born, and that becomes the yoga. Okay, that governs, yoga actually governs that what is favorable and what is unfavorable for you. That is yoga. Okay, whether your life would be favorable in a good point or whether it be unfavorable. But that is the perspective of earth. That is the perspective of you. Okay, so whether you feel your life is favorable or not, that is yoga. Okay, so yoga is going to tell you whether you are happy with the life you are living or not. Okay, the first three was the reference point of sun, moon and the stars. The fourth one, yoga, was the reference point of yourself. Okay, so now we are talking about yourself. Whether you are happy or not, whether you feel you are fortunate or not. When we talk about var, tithi and nakshatra, we see whether the God considers you favorable or not, God considers you fortunate or not, God considers you lucky or not, what is the life path of your soul, what is the life path of your life, what is the life path, what is the sole purpose of your life. When we see yoga and karana are two things which is based on our perspective. Okay, because one is the conjunction of sun moon, another is the division of moon. Okay, so talking about yoga is the conjunction of sun and moon, and the reference point was yourself. How your life is going to feel, whether you would feel your life is fortunate, whether you would feel your life is unfortunate. Okay, but that does not mean that your life is really fortunate or unfortunate. Okay, for that you have to consider other three things. This is what you are taking in perspective, and and as I talked about yoga in the previous video, everything has good and bad parts. So how you can utilize the good, how you can strengthen your good, and how you can blur your weaknesses. It is all about that. Yoga. Okay. You find out your yoga. If it is a bad yoga, you have to strengthen the good things more. You have to struggle in making good things more in your life. Okay. If you are born in a good yoga, you are already having good things. You have to struggle in blurring the bad things. Okay. So I won't say that okay, you are born in a bad yoga, so your life is bad. No, you are born in bad yoga. That means when you are born with more bad qualities than good qualities. So what will happen? It is going to take you burden, strength, and too much of energy in improving yourself. Okay, it is going to be burdensome for you to become a good person. Okay, that is why that yoga is bad. Getting my point? If you are born in a good yoga, that means you are born as a good person. You don't have to give burden to yourself, or you have to sorry. You don't have to give yourself some burden, or you don't have to have strength to be a good person. You are naturally a good person. A bad person needs too much of strength and burden to compromise things, for do something for other people. Whereas a good person does not have to work hard on compromising and doing things for others. And the bad person would think that the good person is just foolish, but good person is born with that qualities. And you are not born with the qualities of compromising. Okay, that is why you need to work hard on that qualities. Getting my point? So bad yoga does not mean your life is end. Bad yoga means you have to work hard on being a good person. Good yoga means that you are already born a good person. Getting my point? So that was yoga. But still yoga was your perspective. See, it was you. It was defining you. It is not defining what you are made. It is defining how you are watching yourself. Okay, that was yoga. Getting my point? See, this is an important point if you can get it. But once you get it, you see the difference between the first three and these two. It is going to make a drastic impact. Var, Tithi, Nakshatra. The reference point is nature. In yoga and karma, the reference point is you. So whether you are born in a good yoga or bad yoga does not make you good or bad. It just tells you whether you have to work hard on yourself or whether you have to not work hard on yourself. Okay. Now if you are not working hard on yourself to be a good person, the yoga will give you malefic impacts if you are born in a bad yoga. Okay. Similarly, if you are born in good yoga, but if you come into bad people and if you start following bad people, then your good yoga also would not give you any result. So even if you are born in a good yoga, you need to stay good. And even if you are born in a bad yoga, you have to work hard to improve yourself. Getting my point? So yoga is something like that. Right? So the last anga of Panchang is Karana. Karana is half of Tithi. Half part of Tithi. Okay. So the moon is in the second phase over here and moon is in the third phase over here. Okay. So it takes around 24 hours. Okay. So half of that is 12 hours. So 12 hours, the first phase would be of 12 hours, the second phase would be of 12 hours. Getting my point? Current is nothing else but half of moon phase. Okay. Now if you take it from Ghatikas and everything like that, you will come down to the same calculation. આટલા ઘાતિકામાંથી આટલા ઘાતિકામાંથી આટલી તિથિનો હાફ, આટલાનું આટલું એટલે 12 કલાક. Similarly, understand 12 hours, half of a tithi cycle is Karana. Okay, so now I need code. Okay, see, this is Earth. This is one tithi that starts from here. Okay, and the moon revolves around and comes back over here. So from this point to this point, this is the first Karana. Okay, and from this point to this point is the second Karana. Okay, this is the first Karana. This is the second Karana. Now whether you are on this part of the earth, this part of the this part, doesn't matter. Half of the tithi is one Karana. અડધી તિથિ ફરી કરણ ફરી ગયો. આખા દિવસમાં બે કરણ હોય ને એક તિથિ હોય. ઓકે, સિમ્પલ કેલ્ક્યુલેશન. આમાં બહુ ઊંડું જવાની જરૂર નથી. એસ્ટ્રોલોજીકલ ફિનોમિના સમજવાની જરૂર નથી. Okay, so now we have 30 tithis, 15 big, 15 smalls. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, then again 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29 and 30. Okay, this 30 is Amavasya. Okay, this is the first phase of the moon. This is Purnima. Getting my point? Every tithi is divided into two parts. Okay, now the first part of Amavasya is Chatuspat Tithi. The second part of Amavasya is Chatuspat Karana. Second part is Nag Karana. Okay, and the 14th phase is Shakuni. The second part of 14th phase is Shakuni. The first part is not Shakuni. Okay, second part is Shakuni. The first part is Chatuspat. Second part is Nag. Okay, and the first part of Shukla Pratipada over here is Kimstugna. Okay, and second part is Bow. So from Bow, it starts from Bow, Balo, Kolo, Tetil, Garvanij and Vishisht or Bhadra. And it will continue this cycle until we reach over here. Okay, after reaching over here, the second part of again the Krishna Chaturdashi is Shakuni, then Chatuspat, Nag and Kimstugna. Okay, Shakuni, Chatuspat, Nag, Kimstugna, then again Bow, Balo, Kolo, Tetil, Garvanij, Vishisht. Okay, it will continue over here. Okay, and total we have 11 Karana. Of the 11 Karana, people say these 4 are bad, this is bad, and these 6 are very good. That is what is said by traditional astrology. Over here in my channel, you will learn something else because I would take in consideration of Kala. Okay, I will always take in consideration of Kala. Which Yuga is there? Kali Yuga is there. So in Kali Yuga, Rahu and Ketu is equally important. You can't consider Rahu and Ketu bad. Without Rahu and Ketu, you cannot sustain in Kali Yuga. So Kali Yuga, we need Rahu and Ketu. Okay, so I would say Shakuni is the good Karan, Kimstugna is also the good Karan. Okay, and Nag and Chatuspat are not good Karan. Accepted. Vishisht over here, that is Bhadra and Kaula, both are not very good, not very bad. I won't say these two are bad. Okay, these are neutral. Okay, so this one, 2 are neutral, 2 are bad. Okay, and rest 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 are good. Getting my point? Let me erase this. So, this is a bad current. Okay, this is a bad current. This is good. This is good. This is good. This is good. This is a neutral current. This is good. This is good. This is good, and this is again neutral. Getting my point? Now why I say this? Because Saturn and Mars are fighting over here. And since see current is half of Tithi, so in consideration we cannot say that okay, over here this Bhadra Yoga is not good. Bhadra Yoga is not good for materialism. For spirituality, Bhadra Yoga is very good. Come on. My God, occultism, great occultists are from Bhadra Yoga. I would guarantee if the person is born in Bhadra Yoga, I would guarantee the person would be, I can excel that person in Tantra Vidya. I can make the person very good Tantric if the person is born in Vishishta Bhadra Yoga. Come on, Saturn is there in Kali Yuga, Saturn over here, born in Bhadra Yoga. Person, this is not good for materialism, accepted, but this is very good for spirituality. Similarly, this is very good for materialism, but very bad for spirituality. Okay, so all of people are very bad at spirituality. If someone is born in Kaulav and they say that they are into spirituality and they are spiritual gurus, I would say they are Pakhandi. Okay, because they are naturally they are not spiritualists. They are born in the Karan of Mars. So, see, Karan, what is the basic definition of Karan? I forgot to say that. Okay, the basic definition of Karan is reason, motive. Okay, so what is the motive over here? Sir, Karan શું છે? જન્મનું કારણ. Karanam, Karanam, Karta. Okay. From Karana comes Karana, and from Karana the person becomes Karta. Karta is doer. What? Karta is doer. Okay, તમે જે કરો છો, તમારે જે કરવું છે, what you are doing. Karana is the reason. The reason comes from motive, which is Karana. Karana, Karanam, Karta. Okay, so from motive comes reason, from reason comes doing. Okay, so over here Karan is very much important because it gives you the motive of the person. Okay, next are the animals which are associated with the Karan. Now many people say that animals is something which defines the person. I would say animals are something which defines the motive of the person because we are talking about Karan. So, if you say you are born in Bau, okay, Bau Karan, so that doesn't make you lion. It says that you are surrounded by lions, that is why you would gain the characteristics of lion. Okay, similarly, Balam, that is tiger. You are surrounded by tigers, so it is more likely that you would gain the characteristics of tiger. Okay. Kaulam, Mars, that is pig. You are surrounded by pigs, so you will gain the characteristics of pig. Pig. You are surrounded by donkeys, so it is more likely you take the characteristics of donkeys. Okay. And just like yoga, every Karan has some good and bad aspects. Okay. That girl, elephant, you are surrounded by elephant, so you gain the characteristics of elephant. Okay. and one inch, that is cow. You are surrounded by cows, so you will gain the characteristics. Similarly, we have all the animals of all char and sthir karan. Usually it is said that sthir karan are more tough. I won't say they are bad. I would say it is going to be a tough life if you are born in sthir karan. People born in sthir karan have tough life. Okay. People born in char karan does not have that much of tough life. Okay. And from karan you can see easily the career of the person. Okay. You can decide the career of the person through karan. Okay. So if I will say the person is born in bow, so he is Indra or lion. So would you say Indra, the lord of devatas, was a courageous devata? Indra himself has fought battles where he has betrayed the enemies, backstabbed the enemies, killed someone when someone was doing penance or sadhana, always played strategic, stupid games to win the battle. So, was he courageous like lion? He was not. What was he then? He was surrounded by lions. He was surrounded and protected by Tridevi. That is why he could be the king. He could sustain the throne because of Shiv, Vishnu and Brahma. That does not make him courageous like lion. It says that he was surrounded by lions. Okay. So, a person is having a career where he is surrounded by lions. So, if we say the person born in bow are very good politicians, not because the person is courageous, because he is surrounded by politicians, the person is more likely to succeed in the career of politics. He is more likely to succeed in the career of management, administration, ruling. Okay. See, Karan does not tell anything about the capacity and capability of the person. It is telling a lot about the career environment and surroundings. Getting my point? It is more likely telling you what is the career environment, what kind of people you are surrounded with, and what is your inner motive. Okay. It also says the person is desiring to act like a lion or desiring to be like a lion. So this person would be having an ambition to become a politician. Getting my point? So, it describes a lot about your career and your surroundings of career, and where you more likely to succeed, what are your likings, dislikings, what are your ambition, everything like that. Okay, so I would explain the characteristics of each Karan over here, but any basics I have left. And yes, you have to see the Dasha and Antardasha. Whenever the Dasha and Antardasha of that planet comes, in which Karan you are born, it is going to be a very good Dasha and Antardasha for your career, for your growth. Okay, for karma, because career is nothing else but karma. Okay, so for your karma it is very good. And you also have to check that whether this planet, whichever planet Karan you are born in, how it is with the 10th Lord. If it is friendly with the 10th Lord, your life is going to be easy. If it is not friendly with the 10th Lord, your life is going to be tough. Okay, since it is Karan, okay, I will give my personal shloka over here. This is my personal shloka. Karanam Karanam Karta Karanam Karanam Karta Karma Kalvah Kartavyam. That is Karanam. Okay, so Karanam. Karanam. Karanam Karta Karma Kalvah Kartavyam. Okay, in future if someone asks you who wrote this slok, okay, I myself wrote this slok. Understand this slok. Many things are hidden in this slok. I will write also the meaning over here. From motive, reasonings take birth. Through which one does from action time decides. Through which you are given responsibilities. From motive, reasonings take birth, through which one does. From action, time decides, through which you are given responsibilities. Which become your responsibilities. Sorry. Become your responsibilities. So what does it mean? See, it is a deep meaning. You choose your own responsibilities in life. તમે તમારી જવાબદારી પોતે જ નક્કી કરો છો. જે લોકો એવું કહે છે કે મારા ઉપર જવાબદારી છે, મને આ જવાબદારી મળી છે, હું આ જવાબદારી ફોલો કરું છું, મારી આ જવાબદારી છે. Bullshit. You yourself take in hand your responsibilities. Indirectly, directly. Through your motives, through your reasonings. તમે તમારી જવાબદારી પોતે જ બનાવો છો. You are molding your responsibilities and you are molding through karan karma and karan and karma, and which like mud, okay, karta, you become a karta, like mud, and like water, time takes part in the formation of that mold. Okay, so from motive, reasonings take birth. તમે જે intention રાખો છો, whatever intention you keep in the mind for anything, whatever intention you keep in the mind, okay, from that intention you would give reasoning to the brain. Okay, so some people say that is not right reason, that is not reasoning, that is not right logic. See, first of all, logic and reason are totally different things. Logic itself is a kind of reason which is accepted worldwide with some proof. Okay, so a logical reasoning can be called in an English term inference. Okay, yet a જાતનું conclusion છે. You will find in dictionary, you will find a word inference. Okay, inference. I would say logic is inference. Logic is not reasoning. There are two separate words. Reason is something which you create in order to direct your life or direct something you are doing in the life. Okay, now that reason can be based on anything, can be based on some medical output, can be based on some rational or moral things, can be based on some emotional thing, can be based on some practical or materialistic thing. Okay, reason કેના ઉપર based it is doesn't matter at all, because after that it will become an inference. Inference બની જાય. Inference is a totally different word. Research on that word. Okay, so I would say if logical reasoning is called inference, over here I am not talking about logical reasoning at all. The reason which you create on anything, that is your own reasoning, that is not inference. Getting my point? So from motive, that is from intention, you would give your mind a reason. You would make your intention a reason. Every person in the world makes their motive or intention a reason, knowingly, unknowingly. Okay, for anything, even for stupid things. You want to buy a house. What is the reason? Okay, I want to buy a house because I want to buy a flat at 30th floor because I want to stay on a higher altitude. That is the reason. But what is the motive? Why do you want to live over there? What is the motive? Do you feel blissful over there because of good air ventilation, or just because you like to see the world from there? You like the view over there? So different people will have different motives. So from motive you create reasoning. Reasoning take birth from motive. Okay, through which one does. Through that reasoning you perform something in life. તમે એક ઘર લીધું. You purchased a home at 30th floor. Okay, you did. One does. You did. You became a karta. Okay, karma karanam karta. From motive, reasoning took birth through which you did. Okay, now from action, now you have done that. Okay, so now comes action. હવે તમે ઘર લઈ લીધું તો એનું કંઈક કરવું પડે ને, અહીંયા એક્શન લીધી ને. Okay, so from action time decides. Okay, so after doing that, from your own reasoning, from your own intention, now who is deciding? You are not deciding, time is deciding. So from that action time decides. Okay, kalpa is the cycle of time. Time decides, which become your responsibility. Now that decision of time becomes your responsibility. તમે ઘર લઈ લીધું, you purchased at home. Now the time is decided that after now one day there is no electricity, elevators are not working, there is a sudden requirement of medicines in your house, and now you have to run 30 staircase down and 30 staircase up just to go and take medicines from the store below your home, and there is not much time. So what happened? The time decided in behalf of what the decision you have made. તમે decision લેતા નથી જીવનમાં, સમય નિર્ણય લે છે. You think you are deciding in your life? You are not deciding. Time is deciding in your life. So if you want to be happy, make time happy. Okay. So see, this is a very deep sloka. Okay. and not because I wrote it. It is really very deep. If you read this sloka at night after finishing doing all the work and read it 3 times, you would find different deep meanings out of it. 3 to 4 meanings you will find. Karana, Karanam, Kartaha, Karma, Kalpa, Kartavyam. And understanding from that point of view that from motive, reasonings take birth through which one does. From action, time decides, which become your responsibility. So now that medicines, that decision of not getting medicines easily and not having electricity at single point of time, that was a decision of time. That was not your decision. It was just your decision to buy that house at the 30th floor. But now it is your responsibility to go run 30 staircase down and 30 staircase up. Just go and take medicines in an emergency. Okay, so who is the creator of the responsibility? Who created that responsibility? You created that responsibility. If you didn't have that motive to stay on 30th floor over here, if this motive was not there, okay, if this motive was not there, you would not have given reasoning to your mind that okay, I want to purchase this house because I want this, I want that. Reasonings are not okay, so reasonings went. Now the reasonings are not there. That is why you would not do that thing. Does went. Okay, so now completely different action would be there. Action went. So completely different decision of time would be there. Okay, and from totally different decision of time, there would be totally different responsibilities on you. Okay, so who created responsibility? You created responsibility. How you created responsibilities? Kartavyam, from karma, that is what you did. From karma you created kartavyam, responsibilities came because of what karma you did. Okay, now from karma, how did you decide what karma you are going to do? You decided that from being a karta, that what you are willing to do. Now how would you decide that willingness? How you decide the karta? From Karanam, that is reasoning. And how did you decide reasoning? That is from Karana, that is motive. So everything started from here. Okay, that is why Karan is very important. Astrologers take this in a very lightly. Okay, Karan Of Panchang જોવે. આપણે તો મોટા એસ્ટ્રોલોજર છીએ ને, આપણે તો પ્લેનેટ જોવાના, કંજંક્શન જોવાના, આપણે એ બધું બહુ ભણ્યા છીએ. એસ્ટ્રોલોજીકલ કંજંક્શન્સ, કયા પ્લેનેટ કેમ જોવાય, કયા પ્લેનેટની દૃષ્ટિ કેવી હોય, ચોથી દૃષ્ટિ શું દેખાડે, ક્યાં રાશિ દૃષ્ટિ છે. આપણે તો મોટા એસ્ટ્રોલોજર છીએ, આપણે તો એ બધું જોવાનું હોય ને. પંચાંગ કોણ જોવે નહીં? That is why Karan is important. Karan is the 5th ang of Panchang, that is 5th name. And that is nothing else but your motive, intellect. It is moon by 2. So who is the that is moon by 2. Okay. And since sun and moon both are taking part in earth, we can also write sun minus moon by 2. Sometimes sun and moon are together. That is why we have to write sun minus moon by 2. Otherwise, we don't have to write. Okay. And I would write one word over here, that is intellectual intention. Intellectual intention. The intention which you created from your intellect. Okay, that is Karan. Okay, so after that, after understanding this Karana, I am going to explain all this, but I am going to make a second video of this. This is just on the basic, because in the second video when I start explaining all these things, I would not explain the basics over here. Okay, so the last thing we have to take in notice is the lords over here. Where are these lords placed in whichever Karan you are born, and is it friendly with the 10th house or it is unfriendly with the 10th house. Of the yoga, we have to see whether it is friendly with the 7th house or not. Okay. Rest will start with the explanation of all the Karans in the next video. So thank you very much for joining me on the video of Karan part 1. In the second part I am going to finish I would finish or I would explain each of these Karana one by one and give what are the effects and what are the career choices of the person, how would be the person like. Okay, thank you very much to join me. Next is the last video of Panchang, and after Panchang I will be starting let's see, after Panchang I would again start with one more video of Rig Veda of the third hand, that is Ashwins, and after that I will again start with some astrological teachings right here. But I'm pretty sure that after the Panchang videos ends, I'm going to start and continue with the Rig Veda teaching, and I also have to finish the ascendant videos in the ascendant playlist, so you can also check in which ascendant you are born and see what are the ascendant characteristics. I'm also making them side by side. You can check the playlist Ascendants and Rising. There would be Ascendant and Rising signs over there. And let's see, after that I will start with some astrological chart making. Yes, I also have to decipher few charts for you, like the charts of some presidents, and so one video will be based on that. But let's talk about, let's not talk about future right here. Okay, so thank you for joining me. The next video will be coming up, the last video of Karan and the last video of Panchang. After this, thank you very much. Keep joining Vedic with Dada. If you have any doubt, queries, get into comment zone.